where the paranoia was going to be. It was going to be maybe a TP going on top of Jhin. They always had something new to bring, and it made it so difficult for players on the defense to hold on to the site. So I want to say if it happens the same way, if you're going against the guard, right? Because it sounds like a completely different story.
And DSG once more going to start themselves on the attacking side. We'll see what they have cooked up. The 0 point goes out. Bit of information scooped up there. And speaking of Jets, no way. Clear goes insane as he dashes through tree and deals with 2 players. Now 2 more to worry about. That swarm grenade we dealt with in itself. The site's been taken. Spike will finally get planted.
Clear with a good entry though, but guard, look at that. They're answering back. The Jonah piece of the last one alive. 6 HP. Playing around tree. It's just so difficult to get anything else going on though. If someone can do it, it's gotta be him. As time starts to run out, nobody wants to contest it.
Look at the wrap though. Steel was playing in main. Jonah P doesn't even know where Steel was at. I think now the call was just made, and he's wrapped all the way around through A main.
Yeah.
And out towards Catwalk. It's Ziff to eventually get it done. But man, that got scary for a second. Fortunately, DSG walk away with the pistol.
You know, and it really is like this. This is something that this guy was doing in the open qualifier a bunch of times, going for that wraparound all the way around. Sometimes if it was necessary on this attacking side, and they did it multiple times, and it was insane to see how they were doing it with 1 or 2 players and how often it was working out. It seems like they found this one secret that they can capitalize from every single time, and the guard, they have to be ready for it.
You know what? As much as I said I want to see a Pearl, and I know that we're early in it, but Clear, this guy is looking scary. An immediate punish on the play out towards mid that Tex was looking to make. I don't think we stop there. DSG, though, giving a lot of respect over. Right? No early space taken, so now they understand, or they're giving the respect that the guard could be in any of these close positions. You can't expect stingers. You can't expect shorties. Obviously, unbeknownst, the B site is completely open. We'll see how DSG pilot their way into it.
Revealing area.
And at this point, you know, something's going on that B site. As a full entry starts to take place for the side of the Skies, there's no contest. There's nothing that would stop them early on. And you said it right, the guard,
Spike plant.
The weapons, the shorties. Crouching as well for Trent, trying to get something going on here. It's just so hard. These guys, they're ready for it. They're ready for that rotation.
And they're just going to backtrack, retrace their steps, go back to the area that they've already cleared. And that Ziff helped keep clear as he plants his feet out towards mid. For the rest of this, the guard roster, they really have to die to the spike, or, well, preferably to the spike, maybe not the hands of the players. Maybe they can take one with them. Steel in an awkward spot for just a second. That stinger will start to swing across, and Steel will eventually go. So, alt orbs awarded. One player will be forced to reinvest, and the guard just happy to full buy in this next round.
We already saw it for this round, but I think this is something that you can expect in a lot of scenarios, where Trent likes to position himself around Cat by himself, and he's Trent, right? He's able to deliver those kind of results and those frags from so far away, but he's also able to play with his killers. So those were kind of the varieties that we saw when this team was going against TSM. So now this guys, they're a little bit more spread on the entirety of the map, going for a little bit more of mid control, but look at where Texas.
Nobody there to fight. Fortunately, I think that bodes in favor of DSG. That long-range rifle, we gotten the job done. Still gonna try and take a fight. Comes back into this round with only a sheriff, and well, it looked like it. Only having a sheriff means he doesn't quite win out the duel that he had taken. So damage dealt, 3 players fall on the side of DSG. They will be awarded the plant, however, so an ult pip for Ziff, working towards that lockdown. And he's got some pretty good sight lockdown, right? Nano Swarm to stop that push from Tree. Exalt playing out towards main. Zip's position not yet noted, but dropping down. Tex will find that kill. Scoops up the next. And the guard are finally on the board.
Clean one as well for the side of this guy. For the side of the guard, this guy is... they tried to bring something different. With everybody kind of positioned across the map as they were going for that A hit. And that meant that the heavy utility that they like to invest inside wasn't really available. We saw the Killjoy utility trying to go towards Heaven, but it was a little too late, right? That Omen already positioned around there and making it so much more difficult for these guys to get away with that bonus round. So things go as standard as you'd like them to be. And the two... players that you don't want to deal with early on, Trent and Net, are going to be on the B side. As these guys, they look on the other side.
And this is the state of the game that we talked about when we said, you know, the guard of old, right? The guard that can play the game that they feel comfortable playing. It's a Gent, it's Trent on the Sova, it's Net on the Killjoy. And I think DSG recognizes that. And it feels awful because how can you ever hit this B site with Trent and Net there? It's going to feel so impossible as the game progresses. And with that, the guard can just bolster their defenses elsewhere.
Absolutely. And with this positioning as well, you just want to make sure that, just like last round, Tex is able to get some of those kills going on, having a paranoia potentially going in for him, and doesn't even need it, right? Clear pretty much by himself, gets shot down. And that is a player they can expect once again towards Cat if it's not gonna be Trent. Having the heavy support with the Killjoy utility, and it seems like time is running out, right? This is where this guy wants to end up with, but you have to now deal with so much.
And as they look to take the site, Recon Bolt goes out. Steel, however, runs his way onto the site, and now he's got his feet planted firmly on it. Shrouded Step, it's going to be dealt with. The Odin here to spam. Some more players just around the corner. We'll see how Trent deals with this, as Tech's going to bail him out, and Trent completely unneeded here in the rest of this site hold with 20 HP. Exalt forced to reload. And, well, speaking of Trent, he swaps to the trusty sidearm. He fans the hammer and finds the second round for the guard.
Make things even early on. I like to see this for the guard. And this matchup, for me, this map of Ascent, is going to be really determine who's the best on this map, right? When you look at the score that this guy's had, when you look at the high expectations for the guard, who can really get on top on a situation like this one where both of them are playing this mirror composition, right? Everybody's reading each other so well. And for the guard, the way that they've changed around, that they're willing to adapt as they go, is something that could give them that early lead. Look at that. There's an eco coming through for this guys. It is a perfect opportunity to play a little bit more far forward for this defensive side, and still has to pay for it.
Spam, not finding much through B main. Trent a little wary of what could be going on thus far in the round, so he'll opt into the whirly bird. And he does spot one. Oh, and he gets some damage onto that one. Clear down to 61 HP. He's comfortable to walk his way up. No way to counter spam, though. Ziff with the Sheriff finds the frag onto Trent. And I said Trent and Net was good here. Now it's only Net, but from the shadows from Valen. And help him find himself back site where he'll be stuck. And Net gonna try and help him fight his way out of this one. Another Shrouded Step into safety. And while these long-range duels all going the way that you would expect, Exalt picks up a weapon, but it immediately drops back on the floor from the hands of Alan. Tex wants to get in on the action, and he'll do just that. Finds a kill on to Ziff, and the guard have found themselves a lead.
This works for the guard in every way possible, right? Because not only you win the round, but you also you also force that lockdown to get invested after they got that pick on Trent. And even then, right, Net, that was the last one alive on site, had to play around it and knew how to get those duels perfectly as the rest of the team was making that rotation. So only working out for the guard in this scenario. making sure that the ultimate for this guys is not going to be available anymore. And you're going to go and play that 4-1 that we see very often, that Killjoy towards this B site. Potentially expecting a push, but the two players in B, they're not gonna overextend. They're not playing more aggressive than they had to. And that's because that full control belongs to the guard. Again, Steel goes down first.
Yeah, that's starting to become an issue. Steel from Bind now to Ascent. Being the first one dead. It not only is it rough as the IGL, but that smokes down, right? For DSG, they're not going to have a great way to cut off these sightlines outside of the Cloudburst, and you need Clear to stay alive for that.
Especially because Steel is dying without getting traded, right? And this is where the problem is. Not only now your team doesn't have smokes to work with, but you died completely alone on the A long. So it shuts down the possibilities for these guys to get something going that doesn't feel completely uncomfortable for them. And look at that. This is the problem, right? On the other side, completely surrounded. Sex gets traded. It's a 4v3. Jonah P, look at this angle. Waiting on the other side. Actually manages to get it.
I mean, and Ziff is just completely unaware that Jonah wants to continue to fight for this, but now it's all in the hands of Clear, who, very capable, by the way, with 12 seconds left on the clock, though. Net gonna try and walk away, give up this space. He goes up and over the top, out towards the site. Clear will go. Now we'll be surrounded as it looks to get this spike planted. Net just around the corner. The right click doesn't land. It doesn't quite hit like it used to, Dryad. And the guard, licking their wounds, managed to find a 4th round.
Good one for Clear. Trying to make it close, trying to make it even, and win that round by himself for this guys. But because of the time running out, he couldn't really position himself. He couldn't really react in time. And it's going to be the guard getting to 4.
Get out of my way.
You know, I know you mentioned the thing about Steel getting taken down first and IGLing. You know, have you heard about IGLs actually IGLing more when they're dead because they're able to look at the minimap? I'm wondering if this is like, you know, it's not intentional. It's definitely not intentional, but how much does it help? And how much can Steel contribute when he gets taken down first, right? This is the real question that we have. Because it really seems like the side of this guy continues to struggle in the numbers advantage and never really is able to get even.
Good play, though, up through Catwalk. Paranoia cuts out the lights for 1, and Trent's gonna fall. 2 kills traded right back, though, and this eco round looking just like that. But it was a good look from DSG, showing us something a little different in their approach to this one. Unfortunately, only having Sheriffs. Oh, no. Resurrected available for Exalt, but I don't think he's going to get picked up. Good headshot there. Finally, the robot will be finished, and Valen happy to have 3 kills in a 5th round for the guard. But to go back to your point, right? Yes, I do think that it probably helps because you have less to focus on while you're the IGL and you die. But now you have to weigh that, right? If he was maybe the lurking sentinel and he died, that stings a little bit. But basically all you say is, hey guys, now you have to watch the rear because my utility is not. And then let's play out the rest of the round. As the smokes?
Yeah.
Like, that sucks.
Exactly. It was such a unique thing that we saw internationally for FPX last year. And it's difficult, right? When you have the IGL going down. And like you said, it's not just the IGL, right? It's the smokes player going down. You don't have an Omen anymore. You don't even have a Sage or a Rest. Any chances to bring him back to life. So it's a big struggle to deal with. I would love to see those positionings still, once you get a forward position on A, at least having somebody else, at least having Clear, right? Trying to make it work out and trying to at least get things traded. But in the meantime, these guys, they take a timeout and you start to realize those patterns, right? Like we are doing right now, that you want to continue exploiting on this attacking side.
Coming back.
Yeah, I would also love to see, coming out of this timeout, DSG running those set plays when they actually have weapons behind them, right? I liked that play that they had. They recon bolt, they paranoia, Trent can't deal with that. They run through tree, they're able to find that kill. They did that with Sheriffs, right? Give us something like that when you have these weapons, right? Make it doable, and that's what they're looking to do here, though. Faster out towards B. Unfortunately, the operator's still here. No, Tex has no way out, and Clear will punish. Now Trent gonna tuck himself backside. Valen also here to try and help his Sova, but everybody's flashed up, and the shots are just going astray. Trent now 4 kills in the last couple of rounds. Excuse me, Valen 4 kills in the last couple of rounds, but that's where it ends as Net switched up the setup, I should say, out towards A, and unfortunately hasn't really been a part of the action. Now will find his way back in. Finds the first of 4. Still healthy. He sends some shots out. Turret peek comes through. Steel gonna spray through it, and the Odin will get the job done. So GSG take a time out. They find themselves now down by 2, but more importantly in the win column.
And it seems to me that for the guard, it was just the wrong read there with Tex having the operator, but not really expecting that fast push to come through, right? Because these guys, they haven't really done it before, and usually expect this kind of push on that B side when there's a lockdown or maybe there's a null command available, but none of those were available on the attacking side, and they still went for that quick push that Tex wasn't able to adapt in time. But at least these guys are able to make it to 3. There's a Blade Storm, Vortex, different positioning here towards mid. And now you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Just getting out of position, yeah. Can't do anything. They knew exactly where Tex was gonna be.
Yeah, that's a great punish. The knives come out, 0 points there, fragment at his feet. He can't dash away, literally has to try and walk out of it. But at the end of the day, we go jet for jet. Trent there to neutralize.
And this is something that we haven't seen in too many rounds, right? Both of the Dread players, the duel is going down early on. And so this guys, I want to see how this push ends up looking like if it's ends up on A, because the set plays that they have, the set strategies that they have to take control of the safe side depended so much on Clear, dashing on top of dice, dashing all the way to heaven, and they don't have that to work with. And this is what happens, right? That strong delay coming through on the other side. Trent only able to tag one of those
30
players.
seconds left.
Again, Valen capitalizing from it.
I can't help but imagine, if not in the moment, at the end of this, Valen gonna have a huge smile on his face in just finding these rounds where he continues to diff Steel in way of kills and way of IGLing, and in this one, DSG, again, the clock, their worst enemy. They get completely stunted in this re-rotation back towards A. They try and play out towards mid, and it's read so perfectly. The guard not afraid to take that space and punish anybody walking back into it, and with that, a 6th round picked up. So a very short-lived win streak, or well, I said short-lived win streak. DSG, they get one back, but you can't just continue to trade 1 for 2 or 1 for 3. You're eventually going to be looking at a 13-5, 13-6.
And the teamwork is there, right? Where Trent is able to spot one of the players with a Hunter's Fury. You know, because of that positioning, there's got to be more players there, and Valen plays that forward positioning to get one of those kills towards mid. Now Tegs, very aggressive, actually ends up getting punished, doesn't back up enough, and Steel answers back.
And he does. I thought he had some help, that being Tex.
Valen.
Not really the case. Look at that spam, though. So much thrown out towards mid. If it wasn't Tex, it was Valen there as a recon bolt, so they weren't ready inside main. Then the spam comes through from the Odin, and Trent still survives. But for how much longer? No way the right click does that. Trent is still alive. Eventually, he'll fall. This guy, immune to damage, it seems. He brought extra armor into this round, and now Jonah P have to try and get it done. Needs to move, though. Everything spammable through the boathouse, and he'll do just that. Full util here on the KO as he dodges out on the reveal once more, and he's got a bit of time to work with. 2 players, however, to worry about. Both detected, both suppressed, but it does not stop the rifle fire. That should be coming his way. Shots onto the first, don't quite land. Finds the next. Takes the head off a Clear fragment to try and force Sova off the angle. Now he looks to take the fight, but he's running out of time. He's got to win it right here, right now. Jonah P does it. And we'll see as that spike ticks. Yes, he does. Plenty of time to steal away the round for Jonah P.
The eBay clutch for Jana P. So well played as well. Dodging all that Sova utility that would have been detrimental for that round, for that clutch. And then trying to isolate those duels one by one, making it happen, making sure that the guard are not going to stop winning these rounds and are actually going to take that lead here. Big round for them to adapt. Big round for these guys, but it just wasn't really enough. It forces another eco into them.
And 7-5 is all that DSG can hope for here in the first half, and with what they have in this round, it's very far-fetched, or is it? Okay, Exalt shows up huge, 2 kills of his own, but look at that from Valid!
What? 3 kills? I mean, what just happened? Everybody taken down with Violent at once, and he's just having such an insane game right now. 2 remaining, could potentially get it. Oh my god, Balin!
Worthless dead fool.
The investor ace for the Omen, for the IGL. And everybody has been hyping up this player,
Spike
this
down
brain,
A.
this IGL, but I mean, look at what he's able to do with the Vandal too.
Placing bomb grenade.
The smile just
No
keeps getting
way.
bigger, Dryad.
There's
It
just
just
no
keeps
way.
getting bigger. This guy's 18-7.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, this kind of aggression is what Steel has been trying to do, right? On the same role, the same idea, but Valid is just finding so much success, it's ridiculous.
And a good pop of the Nano Swarm. Steel gonna go aggressively with that Shrouded Step, expecting nobody on the site. Instead, running into 2 as DSG will trade back 2 for 1, only losing their IGL. They'll have that spike planted as Trent looking for some sort of spam. Net now gonna drop the lockdown and see how many he can detain. We'll see how DSG try and play this one out.
And this is the first time that I see that execute that this guy's tried and did every single time in the open qualifier. But is it too late? Do they have enough time? They're trying to get a couple trades, but look at that. The guard is on site, having that control. 2v2.
One enemy remaining.
And this was just played so awkwardly by DSG. 2 players get detained on the site. Of course that's going to be punished. And then the only other 2 have to be stuck inside A main, inside Wine. And the guard just do so well to capitalize on a beautiful half of defense. 9-3.
Enemy remaining.
I mean, there were glimpses of hope for DSG, but as soon as there was any light, any fire behind them, it was snuffed out by Valid.
I want to see the replay for the 3K that he got initially. I mean, it was just right away. We only got to see the last 2, but I really don't know what happened. Everybody lined up, right? One was a collateral, the other one, maybe a little bit of a flick. Just Valen having such an insane game, and I'm all in for it. I love to see it. 9 rounds already won for the guard.
Revealing area.
And when does it stop? When does it end? Yeah, does it? That's a better
Does
question.
it stop? I don't know. I don't think so at this point. It's so hard, right? It's gonna require so much. Because for these guys, before it was the opposite. It was the early lead for them, but now an early disadvantage.
No.
And what is Tex doing?
And Tex is playing a different game. This is not Valorant for that guy. He is updrafting. He is slowly working his way on down. Right-clicking and finding kills. That I was going to mention, right now Tex, the game is in his hands on the attacking side. And then he goes and does something like that.
Scanning ahead.
And it's similar to things that Clear has attempted to do, but it's just the team here for the guard now on the attacking side, finding that success from the failed attempts that these guys had early on, and yeah, they're gonna get the pistol round. Looks very simple, fairly simple for them, double digits. But now this attacking side, and honestly, just a dream scenario to deal with right now if you're a fan of the guard.
And if you're not, oh well.
I think
If you're a fan
everybody
of
also
DSG,
likes
it
this
looks great.
guys, right? I think we have. Everybody's
Yes.
a fan of these guys. We love the logos. We love the drawings of the players. But my God, when it comes to this performance right now from the guard, is just. It doesn't seem like there's a stop to it.
No, it doesn't. However, okay, the one of the few weapons they bring into the round gets dealt with fairly quickly, but the sheriffs we know can be potent and deadly for this DSG squad. Unfortunately, when they find the sheriff kills, they haven't found the rounds behind it. The alarm bot dealt with. Net gonna play the long angle with the Spectre. Valen just playing the run-in gun. Okay, he's gonna be handled though. Zip takes him down with 45 HP. It's Zip against the whirl. A headshot through the wall. One more. Might be enough to sit Net down. Turret peek out towards the steps. Oh, no, it doesn't see Jonah. Not like this. Things get awkward. Maybe a shadow nerf in the Killjoy turret because of what's happened in the past. But
No.
at the end of the day, DSG, they're just going to have to force their way to what feels like the end of the game.
11 now for the guard. Attacking side playing a 4-1. 4 of those players pushing on this A site. And actually a timeout coming in for these guys. There's some good moments, but I think what catches my attention the most, right, for these guys is that we saw this team being undefeated on Ascent when they were when they were playing that open qualifier, but now they're not really playing that style. We didn't see the heavy hit towards that A side, the heavy utility being invested to clear it out. There were so many pieces that were missing that gave them the early success on this map. So the guard is capitalized from it so well. And I mean, when you also have your IGL performing to this level, it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is like very reminiscent of what we saw in the last series where Shazam is performing incredibly. Yeah. And it's almost impossible to make a bad call at that point. So now we're here with Valen, and I mean, 20 and 10 with 10 assists, doing a lot for his team. And unfortunately for DSG, it's backs against the wall. It's down to the wire, right? They bring sheriffs into this one, which will allow for a full buy into the next. Whether they win or lose, obviously hoping to find a win. It's a good smoke out towards main. It allows for a lot of uncertainty as to where this guys can be playing. But we see they're just right on the site proper.
And you'd see there's only 2 rifles, right, on the side of the guard, but it's in the hands of Tex and the hands of Valen. One of them is going to stay a little bit longer on this A site. Already having that information of that KO playing up close, and the rest of the team going to have to contest the same setup that they played themselves. So fully expected here with more of a forward position with the turret, that early contact. It's if that, I mean, just have to back out.
A shock dart to try and deal with some of the util. 0 point behind it as well, but I don't believe anybody's suppressed. It's clear. Walks his way inside the dark cover. Tex and walks away onto the site, and just like that, Net saves his teammate in Tex from the player that was just behind him. So 11 HP still available to the jet of the guard. As Jonah P, the only one who's met his fate here in this round, to steal an exalt. We're just going to find ways to play exits.
It is exits, but it's also going to put the guard here on map point, on the series point for the first match that they have in Challengers, right? So it's, I mean, it's so good to see this guard playing on the attacking side, right? With so many variations, and this is something that we talked about. We saw it when they were going against TSM, and now we're seeing against the side of Disguise. It's the complexity that the guard likes to play with. It's something that is hard to match with.
Match point.
And these guys are the ones, and maybe the first one, they're going to have to deal with it. Having a lockdown too, you can expect that B push, potentially. It's all about these guys. It's all about how they're going to prepare for it. seeing if they can stay alive on this Ascent just a little bit longer.
And they're hoping that this guy right here is going to be the answer. An op in the hands of Clear. Pop flash out and over the top. And a cloud burst to cut off some of the sight lines. Unfortunately, nobody home.
Right here.
Clear. Trying to push forward here. Scary territory to be in. An operator at hand. Ned, once again, is going to be fully expecting it. The turret got taken down early on, so... couldn't really spot where Clear was going to be, but doesn't get the kill. Goes all the way back, and in the meantime, they have another plan.
And working their way towards A. They don't know that Zip is set up on this side of the map, however. And a beautiful recon bolt allows for a bit of spam and 2 kills to be found. So DSG showing signs of life. Zip still holds the angle out towards main. 2 players that way. Valen will once more best steal in the rifle battle. But numbers in favor of the defense.
Jonah just playing around that catwalk. Doesn't get too much, goes back with the team. Seems like it's already in lockdown with this Odin. 20 seconds.
And time really becoming a problem. If it wasn't for the kills, the clock would have been enough. And DSG, they battle back for one more. Again, they show us signs of life. They're not done just yet. They hang on to the operator. And now they have to do it 8 more times.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? How many times can they do that? Because the read was good. They knew the lockdown was available. They have to play a little bit more forward with Clear. And though he backed up, it was enough to force that rotation from the guard. But this is still... it seems like for the guard, going back to what we was working on early on, right? That 4-1, leaving that Killjoy alone just for a little bit longer. Trying to see if they can get something going on with Tex again.
Twin Steel inside the smoke is where this guy likes to play. Will finally get the better end of the duel against Valen. Good shock darts from Trent, however. Zip forced away, courtesy of the flash from Exalt. Have the flash from Jonah P. Eventually, Jonah P taking down a turret. Also gonna hop its way into the kill feed. Zip gonna be happy to have that 173 HP. The Bodhi number was DSG. 4 remain, and, well, 152 health between the 2 remaining. Trent's in a bad spot right now.
Although this round didn't have all those heavy rifles on the side of the guard, you still try to get something going on and try to shut down the play. It definitely had to involve Steel playing up close, right? But it is the way that you take those advantages. Net here.
30 seconds left.
Anything is good, but this guy should be making it to 5.
I think the most important thing right now for Net, it'd be great to have kills. Do not die to Gangsta, right? The most important thing, don't give over. Oh no, the Hunter's Fury, right? Because going into this next round, you've got yourself the lockdown.
Team Ace.
You did this, Tanner.
No.
You alone did this. Nice one, Tanner.
Get one job! Just don't give them the lockdown. There's a world where they get it anyways. But yeah, that stings now because one of your win conditions in taking a site can immediately be dealt with because the Hunter's Fury is now online for Gangsta. So we'll see if that even comes to fruition. Either way, DSG happy to have 2 in a row as we go brick by brick. 7 more is needed. Close 0 point, recon bolts. Nobody inside A main directly, and the guard want to try and take this one so fast here, Dryad.
Big round here coming up, and then the Hunter's Fury is going to get invested early on. Manages to find Trent, who also had his own Hunter's Fury. Good opportunity, but the guard answering back right away. And look at that. Spike is going to be planted. The early pick doesn't even matter anymore.
It gets so awkward though. Gangsta was just a bit too quick on the trigger, and now it comes down to the rifles and the retake. The operator drops down, Clear finds a kill, gets it back, and the guard will do it. The defense in the post just a bit too strong.